This is to install Anki, AnkiWeb, and Dropbox. So why? Why are we doing this? If you have one computer and that's it, and you're going to be using Anki at home and that's it, then you don't need to do any of this. You just go download Anki, install it, you're done. Okay. What this tutorial is for is to let you synchronize Anki across multiple systems, meaning that you can design your cards at home on your home PC. Then you can go out in the subway, study French or German or whatever, Chinese, on your phone in the subway, for example. You can get to work, and in your work breaks, you can log on to AnkiWeb and you can keep studying. Okay, and all of the stuff that you did on your phone is already there on AnkiWeb. And then you can come home and start editing your cards again, or adding new cards, and all those changes that you did on the subway and at work are already at home. It's one of the best features of Anki is its flexibility. It lets you use it anywhere, which is really great for setting up a daily habit. It means you set up the amount you're going to do every day, and no matter where you are, you can get access to it, which is wonderful. The setup is a little bit complicated, so while I've written some instructions on my website, I think it was better to set up a video tutorial, so that's what I'm doing. The links you're going to need are all down here in the sticky, but since you don't have that sticky, it's on the website. If you go over to the method, and then you go down to use Anki for vocab and grammar, you'll find it all here. It's right down here. Installing Anki. We're basically doing steps 1 through 4 or 5. The links you'll see are right here, here, and here. These are the same links that I have down in the sticky. Okay, so let's start doing this. The only other window I have here is my Gmail window, which we'll get to in a second. First step, get your copy here. This is just to get your copy of Anki. You're going to see this website. I'm going to go down to Mac OS. Eventually I'm going to make a PC tutorial because the PC version has a few issues that you need to work out with Dropbox. It's a long story. Until I get access to a PC, I'm going to leave just this Mac version, and you'll have to make some adjustments. I have a link in the instructions back on the website that discusses this guide. This is a guide for syncing media that addresses some of the issues on the PC version. It's not Anki's fault, it's Dropbox's fault on the PC, but that's okay. Anyway, so I'm going to download the latest release of the Mac version. Click. It's going to go there. It's going to download. It's about 60 megs, so it's going to take me a minute because I have fast internet today. Great. Going back, I'm going to go over to AnkiWeb. Okay, I'm going to sign up for AnkiWeb right now. I'm going to give it an email address I don't use very often, and give it a junk password. This is not secure, so just whatever junk. Don't give it your bank password. Agree to the terms and conditions and sign up. It's going to need a confirmation from your email address, so I'm going to go check my email address. Please confirm your address. That was fast. Click over here, and it should be set up within a few seconds, maybe. Poof, it's done. Great. All right, I have an AnkiWeb account. This is done. I can close my this window, and I'm basically done with that. I can also close this window. So, I'm going to download Dropbox. This link is great. It automatically figures out what computer system you're on and starts downloading. You don't have to do anything. So I'm just going to click on the link, and it's going to be downloading Dropbox within a few seconds. Poof, it's downloading. Great. So I can close that too. Now, at this point, we're going to wait for Dropbox to finish. It's going to take 6 more seconds. And so let's go look at it. I need to find my downloads folder. This is under my username, which here is test, to downloads, Anki, and Dropbox. These are my two things. I'm going to open Dropbox. It's going to verify. Sometimes it will ask you, it'll say, you're downloaded this from a website. Careful, whatever. Just hit OK. This is pretty straightforward. To install, drag this here. Poof. It's going to copy. It's 30 megs. Should take a couple seconds. You can close that window. And let's go do that. So I'm going to open Dropbox. I'm going to scroll down to D, wherever that is. DR. I can do this. Dropbox. There it is. And open it up. Here's the warning. You just hit open. It's just a warning saying, careful, this could be a virus. It's not. At this point, it's going to open up and it's going to ask you whether you have an account or not. While I do have an account, I'm going to tell it I don't. I'm going to make a new account. So I don't have a Dropbox account. Continue. First name, Gabe. Last name, Weiner. Email address, I'm going to use the same one I used before. Password, this one is secure, but I'll just pretend it's not. Computer name, not a big deal. I have read and agreed to the terms of service. Continue. Okay? Just name, email, password. Agree. And the computer name is not so important. It's going to request a link. It's going to want a longer password. It's going to request a link. It's going to wait for the server. And this should work. You want a free account. You get 2 gigs. This is cloud storage. Basically anything that sits in your Dropbox folder is available anywhere. And it's free and it's great. Use a typical setup. Just install. And you're basically done. This is a tour of Dropbox. I'm going to skip the tour. I don't need the tour. It's finished. I can open my Dropbox folder now. I don't need to. If you do, it's not a big deal. It's over. Dropbox will now be up here. You can see the icon in your menu bar. The rotating blue sphere means that it's uploading files. It starts with a few folders and README files. Nothing so important. Whenever you add a picture to your Anki deck, the blue sphere will rotate and the pictures will be uploaded. At this point, the uploads are just about finished and you should be ready. Now we're going to go to Anki. Anki should be done downloading by now. I'm going to go back to downloads. I'm going to go to the Anki image. I'll double click it. It's going to open. It will take a few seconds. And then I'm going to see a similar picture to what I saw with the Dropbox installer. You take the Anki image, you drop it on your applications folder. It's going to copy. It's much bigger, but it will still take only a few seconds. And then I'm going to open the applications folder. I'm going to find Anki, which is right here. I'm going to wait for it to finish. It's done, and I'm going to open it. Anki can take, yes. Anki can take a few seconds to start up the first time. It needs to set up folders and things like that. So don't worry, it's just starting. What our goals are here at this point, we've set up AnkiWeb, we've set up Dropbox. We just need to tell Anki where to find everything and what our login information is for both of these services. This should take just a second. Good, it's just about done. Good. So this is the first window you're going to see. At this point, I don't care about this stuff. What I care about is basically step 4 on the website. The first thing I want to do is tell Anki all my login information for AnkiWeb. So I'm going to go over to Preferences. This is the Anki menu down to Preferences. And then I'm going to go to Network. Okay. At the network, I'm going to give my login. I think I gave it my full email address, so this is going to be my full email address. This is my password, and that's it. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Basic, and instead of keeping my media next to the deck, meaning I'm keeping it local on my computer, and media means these are the pictures and the sounds that you'll be using. Instead of keeping it local to my computer, I'm going to keep it in Dropbox. That's the main setting I need to care about. In the PC version and in some older Mac versions, it will make a file and put it in your Dropbox folder, and it will ask you for the address. Since I can't show that to you here, I'll have to wait for the PC tutorial. I'm going to give a new deck. This is going to be, whatever, new Russian deck. It's going to take a second, or several seconds. And basically you turn on synchronization with each deck individually. Yeah, I'm going to add some material. This is blah. Blah is the same as, you know, blah. Oh, my Russian thing doesn't work. Anyway, I'm going to add a card. At this point, I have one flash card. We'll talk about the interface later. And I need to go to Deck Properties. In Deck Properties, I need to synchronize this web with AnkiWeb, this deck with AnkiWeb. At this point, that should be about it. It's going to connect to AnkiWeb. Hopefully it's going to have no problem logging in. It's going to synchronize. It's done. So let's say we're going to add a new card with an image. We're going to hit the add button. We're going to go to my website and take, let's say, this fish. There are fish everywhere. I'm going to drag it onto the front, and on the back I'm going to write fish. Add. It's added. You'll notice already the Dropbox is uploading my picture. If you click on it and go to recently added files, you'll see this picture, paste.something.png. That's my fish. If I let go, I'm going to see it in the Dropbox folder. At this point, everything is set up. If I wanted to put this on my iPhone or my Android phone, that's relatively easy. You just download the app and it behaves pretty well. The next time you open your deck, a window is going to come up. It says a file called right-click-me has been placed in Dropbox's public folder. This tells you all the instructions, but I just want to show you what this looks like. You should click OK, and it's going to open the folder. Okay, it's already opened the public folder, the Anki folder, and then you have this thing called right-click-me.txt. Okay, what you want to do is right-click that. On a Mac, you're going to hit Control and then click. You're going to go down to the Dropbox menu, and then you're going to copy the public link. Okay, this tells Anki where to find all your files on the internet. If you go back to Anki, it's going to ask you for the path. You paste the path. You can go to Edit, somewhere to paste. You hit Command V to paste. They don't give you an edit menu. Okay, Command V. This is the path. It's going to be on my computer. It's going to be it's just an address. It's HTTP. It's a normal web address. This is your own personal number for your Dropbox account. /Anki/right-click-me.txt. Okay, this is what you can expect to see from this address. You hit OK, and then it's set up. At this point, when you synchronize, when you go from either close the deck, it'll synchronize automatically, or I'm going to go to File to Sync. At this point, it's going to send that information to AnkiWeb, and now AnkiWeb knows where to find your files. At this point, if I go to, say, to AnkiWeb, and I find my deck, I should have two. In my deck, I should have a Russian deck. I should have two cards. Blah, we already put in. It had blah on the other side. But here I should have a picture of a fish, and it works. Okay, so at this point, this is off of my computer. This is on the internet. At this point, you should be set up. The goal of these tutorials is to show you how to install and use Anki easily. It's incredibly powerful software.